I'm going to tell you how I started Talks with Tom. The origin of Talks with Tom started in 2019 in the living room of my rental house junior year. Freshmen that rush our fraternity my junior year, I call them all my little brothers, but we all had an actual little in the fraternity, and mine was this kid named Jarrett. I'm name dropping heavy on this episode. Jarrett was hilarious, still is hilarious to this day. Him and these two kids named Chad and Cam. They would come over the second half of the year. They would come over like once a week and hang out. And we would just talk and bullshit. And my girlfriend at the time would make us a variety of baked goods. What a blessing she was. It was like twice a week. They would just come over. We would talk and bullshit and whatever. So this particular night, also disgusting side note, my little Jarrett would dip croissants in milk and eat it like a cookie. I had never seen anything like that. And the first time he did it, we're all like, what are you doing? And he was so casual about it. He's like, you guys don't dip your croissant in milk? And we're like, nah, we've never dipped croissants in milk. I actually tried it. It wasn't as nasty as I expected, but it was still pretty disgusting. Jarrett, you are the funniest human being I've ever met. Anyway, it was the first time I was like a college semi-adult role model in somebody's life, and it kind of messed me up, but in a good way, because I was like, damn, I gotta actually think these are my boys. I gotta take care of these kids. They'd come over and I'd teach them how to tie their ties. I'd do their homework for them. Sometimes usually it was just life advice. That was more on the Jarrett's side. I would usually do most of Jarrett's homework, but it was a great time to be alive. I remember the actual night we came up with Talks with Tom was we're watching highlights of the Blazers Thunder game, and I believe it was game 5 or 6 when Dame hit that crazy buzzer beater. For those of you who follow NBA, he hit a disgusting buzzer beater on Paul George to send the Blazers to the next round of the playoffs.
Lillard, a chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long-range three, and it's good!
I'll insert that clip. We're watching the ESPN Top 10 highlights, and we watched it over and over again because we just could not believe how disgusting the shot was. And as we're sitting there, I think Jarrett or Cam had said, like, we've been doing this for like 2 months now. We just come over to your house and talk. And and we all started laughing, like, yeah, this is so random, but it's great. I love having you guys over here. And Chad goes, yeah, it's just Tom Talks. And then he goes, it's Talks with Tom. And we all lost it. We're like, that's the name. That's what this is, Talks with Tom. When I decided, it was a year later that I decided to start the podcast and do all the social media stuff. And I'm like, Talks with Tom has to be the name. So shout out Jarrett Bacorn, Chad Leffel. It should be LaFell. It looks like LaFell, but it's Leffel. So shout out Chad and Jarrett. You guys are my boys for life. I'll always, and now I know we don't talk every day, but you guys ever need anything, you know where to find me. So those guys, special place in my heart. Cam went ghost on us. I don't know whatever happened to him, but I hope he's doing well. I think I still follow him on Instagram. Great time, great memory. And like I said, it inspired Talks with Tom. And then, like I said, I didn't start it for another 2 years and started it out of my basement of my party house with no microphone. And I would have to like wait in between the AC unit kicking on and off in this creepy ass basement that you had to walk through the bathroom to get into in our college party house. And then I quit for I think it was almost 6 months. I just stopped making podcasts. I'm like, this is just too much. I don't know if I really want to do this. And then I ended up starting it back up later and making a TikTok and all that other stuff and actually taking it seriously. And I guess that's one thing just have to acknowledge for anyone out there who's trying to, not just this stuff, but shit, whatever your dream is, like, just don't give up on it because you never know where it's going to go. Like right now, I'm fully committed to this. I have no idea what's going to happen. It might work, it might not, but I know every day I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better, and I'm just hoping for the best. And I really think that's all you can do in this life. There, like I've said many times, it's God's plan, not ours. I'm not saying you have to believe in God, but there's definitely powers higher than us on our day-to-day basis. And whether that's you believing in yourself or you believing in something outside of you, like all you can do is be the best you can be one day at a time. Have some faith, and I think faith is really the key. And again, I'm not saying it has to be religious faith. It could be faith in yourself, faith in whatever. Just faith in the fact that you're capable of doing whatever you put your mind to. And that's a bitch. I mean, I've had a hell of a time doing it myself, but faith is definitely one of those things. Like I've come so close to quitting on this over the last 3 years now that I've been doing it, and something in me, every time I'm about to give up, I'm like, nope, I've dedicated myself to this. I cannot give up. So that's just one of those things. I hope everyone else, whatever dream you're chasing, that you find that willpower to keep pushing forward, because it never fails that after what seems to be your greatest failure, there's an opportunity for the biggest success and stepping stone of your life. And I just really keep hoping and having faith that day's coming for me. So we'll see. With all that being said, that brings me to, what is Talks with Tom? Talks with Tom is all the stories, people, and places that inspired my movie script writing, whether that's a script I've already written, a script I'm currently writing, or a script I haven't written yet. I really just base my week to week. I know they look like random stories, but it's really just kind of circling around whatever script I'm working on at the time. So with that, and I know they're not always appropriate, but I think that's real life. And frankly, that's the genre of comedy. So for all of those who have continued to support me, I appreciate you. For all those who are coming into this space, welcome to it. But I will say, drop your sensitivity at the door. I've never said I'm perfect. I never word things perfect. I've apparently pissed off a lot of people telling these stories, but I think that's just all the reality of growing and figuring it out as you go. Is like, nothing that me and the people that come on here say is perfect. It's never going to be worded pristinely. We're figuring it out as we go. And that's also just comedy, joking around. You maybe say things that are borderline inappropriate at times, or maybe the topic's a little sensitive for some people. This is my dream. There's a lot of movie scripts behind these stories, and hopefully someday I get to share and produce those at any level. You know, it would be a great stepping stone forward, and just going to keep grinding. But with all that being said, that pretty much encapsulates Talks with Tom and what this is. I know I've waited like 140 something episodes to actually say what Talks with Tom is, but I just never thought about it. So this is Talks with Tom. Welcome to it. Shout out Chad. Always will hold. Chad's one of those friends like you won't talk to or see for 2 years, but when I see Chad, we always just pick up right where we left off. So Chad, you're my boy for life. You'll always have a special place in my life, man. And you too, Jarrett. Don't get sensitive. Chad should have been my little. Actually, since I'm on that topic, when you go rush a fraternity, for those of you who haven't or won't, it's just like a draft. Like we pick who joins the fraternity, and majority votes in or out on if they get in. And once they get in, you have an individual who's like the rush chair, not the rush chair, but like the educator of these new people joining, and they pick who they think matches up best with who. And I should have had like 5 littles for this class. I was super tight with like half the kids. I don't even know why. We just started talking and bullshitting at all these house parties, and I was like, I fucking vibe with all these kids. I want these kids as my little. And then my educator, who I'm talking shit about right now, my buddy Luke, who's like one of my best friends to this day, was like, I could only give you 1 kid. And I'm like, well, that's fucking bullshit, because I should have all 5 of those kids. But it all works out. Everything happens for a reason. And I still got to be, at least I got to feel like I was a significant person in those kids' lives. So yeah, with all that being said, welcome to Talks with Tom. For those of you who have joined us or who are new viewers, for those of you who have been here, welcome to Talks with Tom. I appreciate your following and support. When you're little like me and you don't have a big following, that shit means a fucking lot. And I don't care if people give me shit. I will continue to reply to everybody who comments on my shit, because I love you guys for hanging out and supporting me. And that shit won't change regardless of how many followers I have. Whether it's 2 followers or 2 million followers, I promise you, I will fucking reply to your comments. So yeah, appreciate the love. That's today's episode, the origin of Talks with Tom. Shout out Dame Time, my favorite NBA player. Shout out Chad LaFell, and it should be LaFell, not Leffel. Jarrett Bakhorn, you're a bitch. And yeah, Talks with Tom. Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more. See no more.